It's been a little while since I've done one of these. A lot of people have been asking me about my experience with David Bellemere, so I thought I'd just kind of share for the people who see, I suppose. You can hear crunching, my cat is eating his breakfast. Essentially, it was similar to the article for what the Victoria's Secret models experienced back in 2016. It was a lot of unwanted touches. When you direct your model, you're supposed to direct with your words. If you need physical movement, you ask permission. If you need to move a piece of hair, you ask, can I move that piece of hair? If you need to move your elbow back, you say, please can you move your elbow back? If you don't understand, you ask if you can adjust for them, not that you tend to need to. He never asked. He grabbed, and yeah, he grabbed a lot. Yeah. So some examples of that was simplest. If he wanted me to look in a particular direction, he'd take my face like this and move me. He would grab me by my wrists. He would throw my arms back, and he'd throw me into positions, and I'd frequently hit an object, or I'd hit the wall, or my arm would twist in a way that wasn't natural. I'd tell him that he was hurting me, and he'd just go, oh, sorry, I don't know my own strength. I kept telling him, like, don't grab me, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. I am an experienced model at this point. I know what I'm doing. I am able to move myself, and if you let me just pose the way I pose, I can guarantee you'll get some good pictures, or pictures that you like. And he didn't do that. The first set of photos that we did was kind of foreshadowing, I think. Before I go any further with this, I just want to say that if you've had any sort of bad experiences with physical touch, I just want to put trigger warning. Nothing sexual happened. Nothing, like, he didn't kiss me, he didn't grab me inappropriately. So there's no, like, trigger warning for that. But it's yeah, he came pretty close. At least that's how it felt. So I arrived really early in the morning after doing a 2-week tour in the Netherlands with Cariad, which was incredible. We went we came home to the UK, and they literally dropped me off at the airport, and I went straight out to Italy, arrived very early in the morning. The first set we did. So for the first set, he got me up on the kitchen counter. He got me to close my eyes. I wasn't wearing anything. He got me to put my knees up, so I was laying on my back with my knees up. And as my eyes were closed, he took me by my knees and spread my legs. I opened my eyes and was like, what the hell are you doing? And he went, don't worry about it, close your eyes. And I said, no, tell me what you're wanting and I will pose myself. You clearly have a specific pose in mind, so tell me what the pose is and I'll move myself. I know what I'm doing. And he kind of goes, oh, okay, fine. I wasn't doing anything weird, but now you've made it weird, Immediately blamed me, as if grabbing someone's legs isn't strange. Some other cases were things like he wanted me to be blowing on a dandelion clock. Initially, he said he wanted me to blow on a dandelion clock. Now, I just want to say, there were multiple people in this place. There were, I think, 4 or 5 other adults in the area. It was a family house. There was parents with their child, who was probably no older than 3, maybe 4. There were 2 or 3 dogs on the premises as well. It was a beautiful place. The house was lovely. The grounds were stunning. The weather was even better. I thought I would be safe surrounded by lots of people. But the reason I'm telling you this is not only because I want to state that I wasn't alone. I thought someone would help me, but it's the fact that there were dogs. I love dogs. I have had dogs nearly my whole life. But the dandelion clock, these dogs seem to go to the bathroom in a very specific area of the garden. Now, obviously, dogs go wherever they like. But this particular area I've been watching, it seems to be like a favourite spot for them. And it just so happened that that spot is where he wanted me to pick up this dandelion clock and blow on it. Fine. I don't mind blowing on a dandelion clock. More than happy. He then said that he wanted me to stick the dandelion clock in my mouth. He wanted me to stick it on my tongue. And I said, I don't really want to do that. The dogs have been around here. They've been going to the bathroom and I'm not comfortable putting that on my tongue. I'll blow on it, but I don't want to put it in my mouth. And he went, oh, okay, just pretend, just put it near. And he grabbed my wrist as my tongue was out and stuck it. So at this point, I'm stood there with my tongue out with the dandelion seeds all across my tongue. And he's gone, well, they're on there now. Oops, might as well just take some photos. And I'm furious. I'm absolutely furious. And I'm a bit like, I don't really know what to do because they are on my tongue. I'm really uncomfortable. He's already taking photos before I can say no. And I'm just kind of in this position where I'm like, I can't go home because I don't know where I am. I don't have enough signal to be able to really work out where I am. Nothing's loading. I can't speak Italian, so I can't really communicate to people, certainly not on the phone. I was stuck and I was there for 3 to 4 days. I'm terrified of spiders. That is like probably my biggest phobia. I am so scared of spiders. There were these beautiful, huge succulent plants in the garden. And this particular plant was covered in spider webs. And I don't mean like one or two. I don't mean like small ones or like one large. I mean it was covered in spider webs. And he went, can you just lay under the plant for me? I was like, I'm sorry. I will go anywhere else. I'll do pretty much anything else. I'm not lying under that plant. I really, really don't want to do that. And he went, oh, don't worry, I'll put a towel down. This towel was pink and garish. Like it wasn't a photogenic towel. There was no reason to put this towel down because it didn't look good to photograph. And he kept going, oh no, you won't see it. I saw the photos later, you could see it. This whole thing was an absolute power trip. And I was really, really scared. He just kept saying to me, oh, just do it just for 2 seconds, just for 2 seconds. And I kept saying, no, what are you doing? Just kept doing like, I don't want to do this. Please don't make me do this. I'm really, really scared. Please don't make me do this. We'll just do something else. There's plenty of stuff here. I really don't want to do this. And he was not letting it go. He eventually got to a point where he kept being like, just focus on me. Just focus on me. And you know when you're with somebody else and they're there and you kind of like do a tunnel vision, their face is here and you sort of do that. Yeah, he kind of pulled me into him and did that. And went, just look at me, just focus on me. Just concentrate on me. Just don't think about anything else. Just on me. I actually went and did it just to get away from him. I actually went and lay down on the ground to do my fear to get away from him. It was one of those things where, although nothing happened that could be considered, I think, sexual assault, it was such a power trip the whole time. He was wanting to do some video work and I was wearing a top that had buttons, so I had to, he wanted me to look in the mirror at myself, unbutton it and just slowly like take it off. Fine. The button got stuck. So what he did was he came behind me. He's 6'3", I'm 5, just on the edge of 5'8". He came behind me, wrapped his arms around me, trapping me, so I was just stuck between him and his arms and the mirror. And he starts trying to unbutton the top for me. I haven't asked him to. Anyone else, if I said, oh, can you just try and get that button, would have come up this way and gone, right, can I just get this? Not wrap themselves around me, so I was stuck and just... okay, we've relocated because I need to do my makeup and I'm getting ready for a shoot. So, yeah, he gave me the choice of 2 rooms while I was there. The first one didn't have a door. Hello? The first one didn't have a door. It was just beads in front of the doorway. So I chose the room with the door. Now, the room with the door also had a desk in it because he had his office in there. Supposedly it had the best Wi-Fi in the house. I don't want to make speculations because it very well could have been true. However, I think it was very convenient. Regardless. There are a few times where he would be editing. He said, look, if you just want me out of the room, just let me know. I'll leave. The first time, he did. The second time, he did. The third time, took more persuading. So I was sat on my bed, and I was telling him that I was tired and I wanted to go to bed. He went, yeah, of course. He turned off his computer, and then he proceeded to come over and sit on my bed. He sits on my bed, and he starts telling me how I would have loved him when he was younger. I thought he was really attractive. It's such a shame he didn't meet me. I didn't meet him when he was younger. He was such a catch. He then started showing me pictures of himself when he was younger. Started asking me if I found him hot, if I found him sexy, if I did like him when he was younger, and he just started pushing for me to tell him that I liked him, basically. And I just kind of brushed it off in the British way of going, yeah, you're right, whatever. So after brushing him off, he starts kind of talking about his daughter, saying how she's like his everything, and it's very sweet and he keeps saying like how she wishes he was home more, how she gets really sad when he leaves, goes on shoots, whatever. Starts bragging about his career and his success and how amazing he is. And I'm just sat there kind of texting and trying to be like, yeah, that's great and all, but I'm still really tired. I still want to go to bed. You know, can we leave? Like, I've got to go in the morning. We've got a shoot early in the morning, our last shoot of the trip, whatever. And he starts to turn to me, and there's just that feeling when you know someone's thinking about kissing you, and you just know it. You can feel it. It's like